know how it goes. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Yeah, yeah. The end. Got to end it all on the weekend. Sorry that I.
As we met each day, we grew closer. I found myself thinking about Ryan all the time. At work, I imagined her soft hair brushing my cheeks and remember how warm she felt as she threw her arms around me. I wanted to open up more, but every time I started to take a step closer to that decision, I would think of the oceans I wanted to cross and the reason why I wanted to live. Freedom tempted me as much as the sweet girl in the cafe. One evening, we met in the cafe. This time, Ryan arrived before I did as she turned around, flashing those deep dimples in her cheeks as soon as she saw me. Then I saw Jungkook. Actually, kinda jealous of Jungkook. I know they are friends, but I also know that Jungkook had a soft corner for Ryan. Jungkook, hi Taehyung, he called out and greeted as I walked in. Taehyung, hello Jungkook, Ryan, how are you both today? Jungkook turned to start preparing my coffee, but I stopped him. Another time, Jungkook. Oh boy, got so hot, I forgot. I put some money on the counter for Ryan's cappuccino and held out my hand to her in invitation. Ryan, are we going somewhere? I don't understand. Taehyung, 5 days of rain and it's finally stopped. Let's go for a walk. Ryan, this is a wonderful idea. We stepped out in the air, clean and fresh smelling. It was warm and little humid. Tell me about your day, threading my finger in hers. It was not too bad. My boss is on vacation. It is a relief that he is gone for a while. Does he make your life rough? He has a way to making everything seem like an emergency. Even the simplest tasks appear to be a crisis. I have worked with people like that. Life is too short to worry about everything. We walked in silence at the edge of park. One stopped suddenly. Taehyung, what's wrong? I am not exactly dressed for a walk. She lifted a stylish high heel. Oh, sorry, I didn't even think about that. It's quite alright. I just needed to make some adjustments. She reached out her hand, clamping it tightly on my arms, and reached to pull a sandal off. Are you taking your heels off? Grinned and nodded. Can you hold it for a moment? I took the sandal and held out my arm while she treated on her bare foot, pulling the other one off. Then she placed both sandals in her bag. Taehyung, better? She nodded firmly and we began walking again. I could not help it. She was even shorter than before and I gave it in to the neat a throw my arm around her shoulder. She snuggled closer to me as she padded along on the sidewalk. We walked through the park, enjoyed the evening as we chatted about some of our favorite memories. I loved making her laugh. The sound sweet filled my soul with such happiness. I could not imagine how I had navigated through my days before I met her. When we left the park and returned to the street, Wind pulled her sandals out on her back and tried to slip her feet back into them. While she was balancing on her first sandal, she wobbled directly into me. Wine, I'm sorry. She laughed as I caught her, holding her firmly until she was steady in her sandals once more. It's quite alright, still holding her tightly. I didn't want to let go. Wine looked up at me expectantly as I reached out and twitched one of my coral near her face, around my finger. Taehyung, I have been waiting to do that, I admitted, my voice deep with emotion. Wine, you have? She asked, her eyes locking with mine. I couldn't talk anymore. I brushed her soft cheeks with my hand, running my finger over one of her precious dimples before I leaned down and kissed her. Wine and Taehyung become very close, more than friends, but they never exchanged their feelings, even after the kiss they shared at the park. Wine had a deep feelings for Taehyung, but she had never said anything to him, apart from some small hints. Wine was in our love story cafe, sitting on a table, waiting for Taehyung. I wish I could express my feelings to him. Jungkook, why have not you told him how you feel? It is obvious you are truly falling in love with him, he said, bringing my favorite coffee. What if he does not feel the same way for me, Jungkook? I am afraid he will reject me. Wine. If you love him, let him know how you feel. If you don't make an effort to tell him and he doesn't know how you truly feel, he might not ever know. You would not want something like that to pass you by, do you? Don't do anything like me, for which you have to regret all your life. No, Jungkook. I don't want something like that. But why you regret? Did you ever do something to regret? I never do anything. That's my biggest regret. You know, I like someone, but I always afraid like you. If she reject me, that's why I never tell her my true feelings towards her, and now I saw her with someone that hurts a lot. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I don't know about all this. Why don't you tell me this? Nothing. That's why tell your feelings, Wine. Yes, Jungkook, I replied as I saw Taehyung coming through the door. A lot had changed since that first time I met Taehyung. Jungkook's one-sided love story changed me a lot. I had to gather the courage to tell Taehyung how I truly felt. My hands began to shake as I thought about revealing my feelings. What if he laughed? No, he would never do that. But what if he didn't feel the same way? I was not sure if I was brave enough to tell him I love him. It was midnight when I picked up my phone and sent a message to Taehyung. I can't sleep. Are you still awake? I was waiting for his message, but he didn't reply. So I sent a message again. Let's meet tomorrow. I slept, my hand wrapped around my phone, waiting for his reply. The next day, when I woke up, I was surprised not to find any message from Taehyung. I figured he must have fallen asleep too, so I decided to call him. The number you are trying to call is switched off. Perhaps he forgot to pay his phone bill. I showered and got dressed. I tried to call him again, but got the same recording. I was not sure what was going on. I kept calling, but his phone remained switched off. Finally, I dialed Jungkook's number. Jungkook. Hello? Ryan. Jungkook, there is something wrong with Taehyung. He has not replied to my message and now his phone is switched off. He might be busy working. I am sure he will get back to you soon. Don't worry, Ryan. I hope he does, I said and hung up. Two days went by and there was no message or calls from Taehyung. I was becoming frantic. We finally decided to go to Taehyung's office and figure out the reason he was not responding. We arrived in his office, but I was unable to speak. So Jungkook took over. Can we please talk to Kim Taehyung? I am sorry, but Mr. Kim was out of the city to attend his wedding. The words hit me as if someone had punched me in the stomach and knocked the wind out of me. He had not told me that he was going to marry. Do you know where was his wedding? Jungkook asked the receptionist. I don't know where he went. I gasped and held on Jungkook's as my knees threatened to buckle. I shook my head in disbelief.